Hey everyone, so let us start with this new lesson, Unit 5, Section 1, the Sadako story, which is about a little Japanese girl and what happened to her, what she was facing, what she was going through, and what message she gave through the tragedies that she faced. Okay, so let us see through this lesson, which is very interesting and it gives a deep message to us, and it is written by Robert Junk. You can say Robert Junke also. Many people say junk or many people say junga. Okay, go, not go. So it's up to you how your pronunciation is and how you understand it. Okay, so the story about a little girl. When she was about 2 years old, children, the atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, and she was around 2 kilometers away from that vicinity where the bomb was exploded. All around her, people around her were injured, badly injured, or died in that bomb explosion. But this little kid wasn't really injured at all, not as anyone could see physically. From the appearance, she was not injured at all, which is really very astonishing. Yes, because the explosion was so huge and it made a history, all know it very well. But still, this girl, she was merely 2 kilometers away from the explosion and she was not injured. So, as the years passed by, when she was in 7th grade, which in the year 1955, we are talking about that year, okay, she was just normal, happy, lucky girl. And one day she had taken participation in relay race competition and she had helped her team to win the match. After that, she felt really extremely tired and dizzy. Dizzy means thoda sa chakkar वगैरह है ना, okay? So she was really tired. She just thought maybe the dizziness is because of she is exhausted through the competition. She had done a lot of hard work to win this match. Maybe that is why she is having this exertion from running the race. Okay, and which made her tired and dizzy. Okay, but her tranquility did not last. Soon after her first encounter, extreme fatigueness and dizziness, she experienced this incident some of the time from then, okay, from the competition, which were like incidents of the same thing. She felt like dizzy, being dizzy, tired, total exhaustion. Okay, one day what happened? Sadako became so dizzy that she fell down and couldn't get up. Okay, then her schoolmates noticed and informed the teacher. Later, this girl was taken. Sadako's parents took to the Red Cross hospital, and she was diagnosed with leukemia. Okay, it was then said that she was detected by leukemia, which is a type of cancer, blood cancer. It happens in your veins vessels. Okay, and nobody could believe it because uh, the diseases like cancer, any type of cancer, TB, HIV, AIDS, they were told as a bomb disease because at that period, 1950s or 60s, there were no technology or medicines to cure these very dangerous diseases. So everyone along with Sadako, they were very scared. And but this girl wanted to live. She was willing to live. She was thinking only to go back to school. She wanted to go back to school, but because of this disease, she had to be under observation. So she had to stay in the hospital, and she was literally feeling hopeless. She cried and cried because what had happened to her. Maybe this illness of her, the leukemia she had, was due to the radiation poisoning from the nuclear bomb which dropped in her city, Hiroshima. Yes, she was just a baby children. Maybe because of the radiation damaged her inner part rather than outside. That's why she was not injured through the appearance. She was injured from outside, which took toll over her over the years. And when it was like huge leukemia, like over the years, the cancer got developed. The it mutated, many variants mutated. Okay, the cancer grew in her blood cells, which she was not aware of, and after so many years have passed, her disease was revealed. She was detected by leukemia. And since he was this Sadako was feeling very low because what she was going through, her friend visited her to the hospital, Shizuko. Okay, she bought some origami, the craft paper, and she told Sadako a story of legend. Like we also have many legend stories. Yes, we also have many legendary stories about Shivaji Maharaj, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, same Mahatma Gandhi's khaki. Yes, even till now we practice that. So similar story, yeah, kind of you can say. This Shizuko told a legendary story to Sadako that when you fold 1,000 paper cranes, person will soon get well. And why paper cranes? Because crane is a sacred bird in Japan, like how we worship peacock, say, or swan, because it is the Lord goddess vehicle. Okay, sometimes we also worship mushuk. Now, mushuk is basically mouse. Sometimes we kill also, that is the other part. But some people they don't kill mouse, but they worship also because it is a vehicle of Ganeshji. So again, we celebrate Nag Panchami also. So yeah, so this crane is a sacred bird in Japan, and that's why if you and it is said that the crane lives for hundred of years. So if a sick person folds 1,000 paper cranes, that person would soon get well. So what is the message behind this, children? It is the message that you should not lose hope. That person gets a little ray of light, little willingness, or little hope, saying that that person who is that sick person who wants to live can live. Okay, so after hearing the legend, Sadako decided to fold 1,000 cranes in the hope that she would get well. Her family was really worried, and they would often visit her at the hospital, talk to her, and try to cheer her up. Okay, and also helped her to fold cranes. She had till now folded 500 cranes, and she had started to feel better. And doctors also said that she could go home for a short time, but as she was discharged at the end of the day, she again felt dizziness and fatigue returned to her. So she had to go back to hospital. Again, when she went to hospital, she started folding cranes even though she was feeling a great pain. You never know, children, what a person can go through until you yourself you're facing it. आपल्याला पायाच्या अंगठ्याला मार लागला तर इतकं ठेच लागतं, तेच तुमच्या हाताच्या अंगठ्याला मार लागला ना तेवढं दुखणं होत नाही का? हॅव यू एव्हर नोटिस्ड? You need to, if you have not noticed it, start noticing every single thing around you and start uh, being grateful whatever you have. See it in a positive way, don't see the negative things. Okay, then yeah, so continuing, she even though she was in great pain, she tried to be cheerful and hopeful that she might live and she will go to school one day. Okay, but unfortunately this girl Sadako went to sleep peacefully, and she never woke up after that. She died, children. And Her family was along with her when she died. Till then, she had folded around 644 paper cranes. Everyone was sad, and she was a happy go lucky girl. She had helped her friends, classmates to win relay race match. And back then, there were no smartphones, okay, TV or anything. 1950s, you are talking about children. So, these children had each other, even in the tough time, happy times. Yes, these students, these people have each other's had each other's back. So the bonding they had, the feelings for each other, it was like nothing like we people have. Okay, so this 39 of Sadako's classmates were very sad by the loss of their close friend, and they decided to form a paper crane club. So these all children formed a club named Paper Crane to honor her. Honoring her means what? To show respect. Okay, so this word spread quickly about her incident, what had happened to her, and this was during the World War II, children after World War II. So the students from 3,100 schools and from 9 countries joined hands for this paper crane club. And after 3 years, almost after 3 years, on May 9, 1958, after Sadako's death, enough money was collected, so they thought to build a monument in her remembrance. तिच्या आठवणीत एक मॉन्युमेंट बांधण्याचा विचार केला. It is now known as the Children's Peace Monument and is located in the center of Hiroshima Peace Park, which is also close to the spot where the atomic bomb was dropped. So many children who helped make the Children's Peace Monument a reality also participated in the ceremony, in the inauguration ceremony. 3 students, including Sadako's younger brother E.G. Sasaki. Sadako had a younger brother E.G. Okay, and along with 2 other students, they pulled a red and white tape of the statue to symbolize its completion, that the monument is done, and behind as a background Beethoven's 7th symphony was played. Then the little bell contributed by Dr. Yukawa, inscribed with a little bell that was rung, and that on that bell there was an inscription on front and back. On front it was said 1,000 paper cranes, and in the back it was written peace on earth and in heaven. It was written like that in the back side. And the loud of that bell was so huge that it can be heard as far as A bomb dome, which is very much kilometer, very huge distance, children. So it can be heard with a far distance. And afterwards, this paper crane club disbanded in 1997, which was then supported by children. And now, after that, the paper crane club with the same name club was formed, which adults supported. Okay, first it was carried out by the students, and now here adults supported the group and formed this club in June, which was named as same Paper Crane Club. So whenever this children from all over the world visit here, still comes and folds paper cranes to play and place that under a Sadako's statue, and in a wish that someday they will get a peace. So, and always near the base of the statue it is written like, this is our cry, this is our prayer, peace in the world. Now children, you will be thinking it was a story about Sadako, and how suddenly we are focusing on peace here. Because children, World War II was not a mere war. You know, many people had lost their lives, their moral, and our whole world was economically back by 10 years. So this war had brought nothing but a miscomfort for every single person who was alive. So this story is like asking, pleading for peace, begging for freedom, for being not only for freedom but for peace. Optimism, like this story is an ode to optimism, an exploration of what constitutes freedom, a meditation on family, but above all, obviously, it was a plea for peace. Okay, so that's why, because of this war only, many lives were lost. If there was peace, there was mutual understanding among the countries, among the dictators, this those wars would have not happened, and the world now would have been very different. So that was a cry for peace. Okay, so beneath her statue on the base it is written, this is our cry, this is our prayer, peace in the world. And also Sadako Sasaki, when she was age of 12 years, she had written on her paper crane, peace crane, I will write peace on your wings and you will fly all over the world. Means she is not wishing peace only for herself, only for her country. She was wishing peace all over the world. Because even if your country is having peace, freedom and whatever you have, if other countries are not having that, ultimately your country will be disturbed. So she wanted peace not only for herself but all over the world. So this is all about Sadako's story. It is written by Robert Junk, and he was also known as Robert Baum Junk. He was an Austrian writer and a journalist. So you can see how he had wrote the story. He is also a historian and peace campaigner. You can go through his books. His books are very interesting, and this story is a story from the book named Sadako and the Thousand Paper Cranes. You can go through that book. You will come to know how the story unfolds. Yes, so that's all, students. Thank you.